Welcome to the Could Be Better podcast. I am your co-host, Chris Perry, here with my best friend in the universe, Colin fucking McGuire. What's up, buddy?
Even if it's a lie, it helps. Even if it's a lie, it helps.
Do you know what also helps, and it's not a lie? Old Mother Brewing. They have delicious new beers that have come out recently, and I am so excited to tell you about the one that I'm looking for desperately on my phone right now. It is a Appalachian, because they don't say Appalachian, because we're not from a communist country. And it is a Appalachian Amber Ale, the AAA, and it's a barrel-aged amber ale. It's 9%, and it's a malt-balanced amber ale to age in Catoctin Creek Roundstone Rye whiskey barrels. This beer is perfect for those cool fall nights with its warm, gentle, and smooth characteristics. No to-go available. You got to get it on draft. Colin, I also feel like you are a little warm, gentle, and smooth characteristics.
Warm?
Yeah, very much so. When I hug you, you're never cold.
Well, it's because I sweat a lot.
No, you weren't damp either. No, it was warm. I mean,
I was damp in all the right places.
Hey-o.
Okay.
So, you and I actually had like like this thing on the internet now is like fit check. You and I had like a hug check. We like did a couple hugs and made some different versions of things.
You had all these different hugs you wanted to try out, which was fun.
Had to have the moves, you know.
So let's extend this. We're gonna start a poll on the Could Be Better website.
We'll do it on the Instagram.
Does the pat on the back hug mean you don't mean the hug?
So you're saying if you pat, you don't mean it?
If you pat, you don't mean it. If you squeeze tight, you mean it more.
Or, number 3.
What's 3?
If it's not for 20 seconds, it's not a hug.
Well, hey now. Let's see. I think those are the 3 options. Put that up. Okay. Let's start that poll. So how have you been, Chris? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
That's not true. You saw me last week.
I guess we got together. Yeah. Well,
wow.
Was that Friday? No, it wasn't Friday.
Who am I to you?
We keep trying to figure out what we're going to do, which, by the way, we're not going to make the announcement just yet.
No, definitely not.
About some things, but we tried to brainstorm some things, but we had really good slices of pizza.
Only the best. And honestly, I feel like we have to get a Pizza Blitz sponsorship. Like,
I know.
Because if they could give us one free, what do we even ask for? A whole pizza? Because I can't eat a whole pizza.
A week or
yeah, I know, right? like what are they going to do?
I don't know. I don't think
we could get free fountain refills though, for sure.
I take those anyway. I don't think we could go in there and be like, look, we have this worldwide podcast that all we do is pump up your pizza. So can we have gift certificates so we can eat for free? Or do we just have an open tab? Could we ever do that? I think if we did that and we talked to our boy who was only there, I guess, from, 10 a.m. to 11:55 a.m. And we say, hey, have you listened to this episode? Have you ever listened to these episodes? We talk about your pizza all the time. Would he reward us? Do you think that would happen?
I don't think it would happen, but I love the idea that you said gift certificate, because I love the idea of a certificate that's a gift, because I've only bought gift cards. I've gotten gift vouchers. I've not had a gift certificate in a long time, and that's special to me.
I really like gift certificates, and I also like gift cards. I am of the
You also love coupons.
Well, I do, and everybody always says that buying a gift card for Christmas or a birthday or something is a cop-out. I don't believe that at all.
You get what you want.
Right. I love that. The thing that I question, though, is if you buy somebody like the Visa $50 gift card, because then, and I only question that because whenever I'm given a gift card like that, I'm like, well, I could use this on groceries.
Oh, sure.
Or I could go actually, treat myself or do something fun.
Sure. And I guess gift cards are the theme as we're getting into. Actually, Prime Day is coming up. Holiday season.
Okay.
Look
now
at this.
We have a plant. We have a.
There's an idea of when you get gift cards. I'm a big, hey, give me an Apple gift card, give me an Amazon gift card, and I'll find something that I want. And those are great.
I'm way into that. Me too.
Because I can get not really music, but I'm either going to get, I'm going to pay for the subscriptions that I use, or I'm going to get an audiobook that I will take
I would never pay for the subscriptions with those things. I would, because I want tangible things. Like if I get an Amazon gift card,
sure,
And I know, like, of course, when you order, I still order CDs. I'll raise my hand and say that. And when I do that, Amazon emails you immediately and they say, you can have the music right now if you want it. Yeah. We'll give you it. Just download it.
Right.
And I never do, and I wait for the CD to come.
Right.
The most recent example of that was the last Church's record, which is maybe my favorite record in the last 5 years. I just can't get over it.
Now, is that just because you don't listen to music and that's the last one you listen to?
No, that's a dick thing to say.
But what's funny though is that's what some asshole from Pennsylvania said on the Frederick News Post. I told you about
really?
this. Yeah,
Did you tell me this?
Yeah. So you were in the paper because you're back. Shout out to people that don't know. You're writing for the paper. You're doing some really cool things.
I didn't say anything about the Church's record.
Stop! I'm getting to my point. Stop fucking interrupting me. So I'm complimenting you. So don't cut me off. But it's like you're back writing for the paper. I will say, musician to musician is a title that leaves a lot to be desired, but the content is very good.
What does that mean? I didn't come up with the title.
I know. It's a minor dig to maybe the person that will listen. But
why is that? Why? What's wrong with that? Because I don't present myself as a musician.
No. I think it's just a throwaway title. I think it's like, I think there's more substance to the things that you're talking about, and I think that title does you a disservice.
Okay.
So
fair.
Fuck off.
All right. Who shitted on
So
me?
anyway, so then you posted. So anyway, so you were talking to. It was the article before Ricole.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like right when you started, and then some jabroni came on the Facebook.
Was it the Kenny one?
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, because I think this person emailed me too.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. I
know. Yeah. I checked to see if we were mutual friends on anything, and I don't know him. So he just lives in the middle of nowhere in bumfuck Pennsylvania. I hope he's a listener and a subscriber. Thank you for your money. That being said, he goes, "Hey, it seems like," he's like, "Great article, but," which like just got me going. And he says, "But it's really interesting that someone who says who proclaims they don't listen to music is writing an article talking about music. Isn't it a little contradictory? And maybe we should give the space to people that actually listen to music." I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So the premise of the argument was that I don't listen to music,
so you can't talk about it
because in the piece, and yes, I do go into those things with pretty much everybody I talk to for this series. I've said, hey, do you get bored with music? Or I don't listen to as much music as I once did, and I want to see where they go with it. And now I've been dragged for that, as the kids say.
Yeah, but it's only one person who technically, if I didn't mention it, probably doesn't exist. Because obviously you got an email and you read it and then deleted it.
Well, I'll tell you off air what the email said. It didn't have anything to do with me.
Oh, okay, that's funny.
It was controversial, but I should not, unless we want to be sued.
We can be sued. That's okay. I mean, good. No bad press is no good press is bad.
Any press is good press. Yeah, that's what it is.
But anyway, so how did we get here? How did we get gift cards?
Gift cards.
Before gift cards, how did we get?
I don't quite remember.
Amazon ordering CDs.
Oh, that's what I was going to get. Thank you so much for saying that, because I wanted to get this in on this episode before we get to the next one here in a couple minutes. In the throes of my awfulness, my mental illnesses, I was presented a package from Amazon, which I have not told you about yet, but I'm sure you're familiar with, that came here on over this past weekend. By the time you hear this, it'll be a couple weekends ago, but over the past weekend when I was very, very not well. And in the box was a raincoat and an umbrella, which you're smiling at because you knew something about this, because I think there was a text message some time ago that you asked me what my size was. So
shout out to our lovely friends.
I thought it was you. It wasn't you? You know, every time that something comes here now, I think it's you. And it's never you.
Are you.
It was the same thing with the gummy bear. It was the same thing with all of that.
Does this make you feel, honestly, does this make you feel loved? Or seen?
Definitely seen. Definitely seen. Loved is hard. But it's something I'm so appreciative of. It's almost embarrassing. Like I'm still sort of trying to claw my way out of my own head if I wasn't doing that, I'm sure I would gush right now over it because it does make me happy, and it's not the first time something has been sent here care of Could Be Better Studios. There's somebody else who lives here, Brett, obviously. We talk about
he does not live here. He's the front desk manager, Colin.
And he was the one to pick up the package, and he says it says care of Could Be Better Studios. What the fuck is this?
He should know better. We pay him in pesos.
So it was amazing. And I really most definitely appreciate it. And what's funny too, just to close the circle on that, this week, when you hear it, it'll be last week, but it rained. We were in a monsoon in this area for the longest time. Yeah. And I kept leaving in the morning at 3-4 in the morning saying, it's not going to rain. Everything's going to be fine. And then I'd get to the train and think, fuck, it's raining. I'm wet. What? Wait, I have a raincoat. And then I'd start to walk back, and then the train would come, and then I'd have to get on the train to leave. And I wouldn't have the raincoat or the umbrella with me. So from heretofore, I'm going to be very more conscious of that and make sure I at least have the umbrella. But the raincoat seems like that could save me in a blizzard. I mean, it's heavy and it's large.
How large? Like extra large? Can you and I fit inside of it together?
Probably. When we stop, I'll show you it if you
and
want.
And maybe we'll try to get our guest.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
We'll have him take a picture of us in the raincoat together. Speaking of which, our guest on this episode, I mean, honestly, is Frederick's most beloved drummer.
That's true. That's very true.
And likely human. Marcus Collins.
Probably human. Yeah.
Yeah, he is just a joy. And I loved having him on. The songs that he picked, the stories that we got to tell, the things he got to talk to us about, like why he likes music. A great episode. Really,
definitely. He's one of those people I put in that category with somebody like Lorenzo with Stitch Early.
Disgustingly positive.
Yeah. And you know what? Somebody like me who's disgustingly negative, if you come into disgustingly positive, it's a good thing, and it really helps you. It really does. It's always a joy, even though he knows that I'm up in the FIFA series, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I think it's tied actually, but whatever. All right, so before we get into this, again, Could Be Better does, we are the entertainment booking at Old Mother, so we have a bunch of cool shows coming up. Honestly, Frederick listeners, I know there's like hundreds of you, but really the 6 of you that are listening to everything, because pretty much once we get to the interview, you're like, okay, the banter's over. I don't give a fuck about the guests. But that being said, we have 2 shows to talk about. This episode is out today on the 13th, but we have shows next week. So it is Faith and Jane, Weed, Coffin, and Bale Jack. It is Faith and Jane's record release. They're putting out another one because they keep putting out music, which is crazy. It's just one record, one vinyl after another, and it's amazing. Good job, guys. Again, Friday, October 21st, from 6:30 to whenever. Come, it's free. It's going to be awesome. And the very next night, we have friends of the podcast, Violet Evergreen, are playing at Old Mother, so it's October 22nd. It's a Saturday. Violet Evergreen's going to play. We have Late Waves from New Jersey. They're coming back. They played here last December, and it was awesome. They are just gritty garage fun rock, and they're just a really, really, really cool band. And then we have a first time with Could Be Better, is this band called Again in May. So again, same thing, 6:30. Come, it's free, 21 plus a drink, and that's it. And then we talked about it on the episode with Marcus, but the next Saturday is Halloween weekend, so it's October 29th. It is at Old Mother. It starts at 5 p.m. It's an early show because we got a shit ton of bands. So
5 bands.
We got Timberwolves. We got Marzi Maddox. We got Marshall Fuzz. We got Pom Poms. And we have Milton J. And it's going to be a cool show because almost everybody there are friends of the podcast, if not friends of ours. And it's going to be a great time. Almost everybody. If you know who you're not. Marcus, I love you. This was awesome. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I think all of these songs are my favorite songs that have ever been played on this episode. So hope you enjoy it.
Okay. We're here. We're here with an amazing guest, right, Chris?
I mean, I think it's the best drummer in the room, right?
At least yes.
I was gonna say I'm now the only.
We have for Chris.
I was going to say I'm the third best drummer in
That's
the room.
not
That's what
true.
I was
I can only do percussion with my mouth. Hey-o.
Hey there. This is a PG podcast. Marcus, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm the third best drummer in the room. That's how I am. So what have you been up to lately?
Just working and trying to play a whole bunch of music.
Well, and you're not just in the Timberwolves anymore, right?
No, I recently, a few months back, I joined a country group as well.
What's the name of that?
We are called the Feehan Brothers.
Feehan.
I am not a Feehan.
I was just going to say.
Feehan.
Okay.
I am not a brother, obviously. It's two guys out of Haymarket, Virginia,
Ooh.
near Manassas and Centerville.
Okay, I was about to ask where it's.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of stuff with them. Unfortunately, Timberwolves have been a little slow of late.
Fuck you, Brett.
But, you know, we have a gig coming up at Old Mother for their 7-year anniversary party.
Look at that.
Is that
It's
coming?
October 29th,
October
baby.
29th.
Is that the week this comes out?
No.
Okay.
It's close, though.
close.
It's like a weekend-ish.
So pump the show. Why should people go?
People should go because it's their 7-year anniversary. There's 5 bands playing.
Ton of bands.
You know what? I know Marzi Maddox.
Yeah.
And they're heavy.
Right.
And
Their guitars don't have headstocks.
I did not know that. They also don't have a bass player.
I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
They play through a bass track. I think it's cool, but I also think it's weird at the same time.
It's weird.
But if you can make it happen, then you can. Then,
Yeah.
you
The
know,
guitar
whatever.
player ruined a picture frame in the Could Be Better Studios.
He did. If you look right behind
You
you.
see where there's a there's a
I'm so
nail?
glad you didn't put anything up yet. That's amazing.
Oh, no, I see it.
Yeah, shout
There's
out
a
to Matt.
hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Matt.
did. Then he punched
little
through the
hole in the
wall.
wall.
Yeah, Matt, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're
So-
not getting paid for that show.
No, you're not.
So yeah, we're pretty stoked about it.
Are you playing anything new?
Yeah, we have 3 new songs. One's a cover.
I
we
heard
have
you learn to
2
take
new
Back
original.
Sunday song.
Oh, wait, we just spoiled it. Wait, which one?
Oh
Please.
no, that
I don't know.
Who
Okay,
knows?
Okay, I have one question. Is it off of Louder now?
What do you think it is?
Think about it, Chris.
I mean, personally, I desperately want it to be What's It Feel Like to Be a Ghost. Because that'd be so
No,
sick.
it's on the first album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's
Think about it.
I mean,
Think about the band's name.
Timberwolves. Cute without the E?
No, why would that be it?
I don't know.
I don't know what the track is, but
It's
or the
Deja
track-
and Tandu.
No,
Yeah,
no. So,
there are
The
tracks,
quiet
right?
things we.
but honestly, like, What You Feel Like to Be a Ghost, that's like the hardest record opener song. It's so
Is
sick.
that the third album? Or
That's the second. That's the
Second.
second album.
Oh, don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't.
There's an echo in
I
here,
had to
guys.
hear you. I've done that a lot. There's a
s-
funny story.
Here, I'll ask you. I'll ask you this. I saw Taking Back Sunday over the summer, and
Pier 6.
they did at Merriweather actually.
That's what I meant.
They opened for Third Eye Blind, and they did that song. They did What's It Feel Like to Be a Ghost. I think I sent you a video even of it.
You did. It was sick.
And you know what Adam Lazar reminded me of?
Don't
Brett.
say it. Oh, you piece of shit.
Why?
really?
Because it's true.
He
'Cause
does the
but he
way
doesn't-
he moves.
Yeah,
It's the way that they both kind of do
That's
this.
the lead singer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen Taking Back
No,
Sunday?
I haven't. I don't think I'd pay for it.
So
Now
okay.
I wouldn't pay for it.
Okay,
I
so-
would pay for it in 2008.
So,
9, maybe a little after.
I would have agreed with you, except when you see them, and I've seen them at Ramstead before, and they were on. And They were
Yeah.
amazing. Singer was great.
If they would just play those 2 first albums, I'd be totally okay with
See,
it.
that's the thing.
Oh,
I
but
I
there's a
love
self-titled.
Yeah.
And I've never even listened to anything past that.
Oh,
You're
okay.
missing out.
maybe I'm
Okay,
missing
so, yeah. So self-titled's great. New Again is great, and then Happiness Is great. So there's 3 solid records you dig, and it's the same drummer, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Did they switch up a lot of the band?
The only person that switched in those records was John Nolan left.
He came
And then he
well,
came back. Yeah, so he was-
I think they
Is that
got
the
rid of
backup
the other
vocal guy?
guitar player.
Okay.
Well, Eddie left.
Eddie left,
on
yeah.
the new one, Tidal Waves,
Okay,
which is
yeah. Okay.
anyway.
Well,
So
anyways,
you
the
don't-
song we're playing is Timberwolves in New Jersey.
See,
Whoa!
from the first,
That
you didn't
would've
think
been
of that. I was
super,
trying
super
to.
easy.
You know what's funny though? I don't know track names of those songs because it was on my iPod,
Yeah.
and I would always have it on my in my
It's
car.
gonna be awesome.
And it was
Brett
track
has-
1, track 2, track 3. Whatever.
Brett has played me many versions of you rehearsing it, and
Yeah,
like
we've
the first
recorded
time,
it a couple times.
the first time you tried it, he brought it home. He's like, "Man, if Marcus would just fucking learn the song," I was like, "Yeah."
He is right. I've got to be honest.
But then,
I
like the last time
rarely
we played it, I'm like,
practice.
"Okay, you guys got it."
You rarely practice.
Yeah.
Who practices the most in your band?
Matt. It's got to
because
be Matt.
he works at home.
Oh.
And he's able, so he has up in his office upstairs, he's got his computer layout, all this stuff, but he also has his amp and blah, blah, blah.
That's cool.
And he goes up there and just plays.
That's awesome.
I think Brett probably rehearses a little bit in his room. Maybe not. I don't know. I really don't. I've got to be honest, man. I can put in headphones and listen to it.
And know it.
Well, you can do that to some extent.
I realize that. Yeah. I do realize that. I mean, from exactly what you said, I wish, Brett. Brett said he came home. He's like, man, I wish.
No, you didn't. You didn't stick around for the end of this. The end of the story was like the last time you guys practiced, and it wasn't this past weekend. I think it was the weekend before, because I think he bailed on this past weekend. He said that
he had stuff.
Brett had stuff to do.
Yeah. But he was like, man, I'm so pumped on this, and he said you were getting better at it.
There's a part in the song where it's a little. It's not tough. I just
have to figure
it out.
You just
don't know the song.
Exactly
It's just that simple. Marcus is like, I could play it if I just listened to it.
Yeah, but I haven't, so I don't know it. Let's go. So 2 new songs originals and then 1 cover.
Yeah.
So are these new songs that you didn't record with Kenny?
Correct.
Damn.
But we did record at Treetop Studios.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to those guys, man. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
I talked to
Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
No, Colin and Donnie.
Yeah,
shout out
Colin
to the
and Donnie.
homies.
They're cool cats, man.
I spent some time with Colin
That's
and
a
Donnie
killer
last
studio
night.
up
yeah,
there.
Definitely.
Lake Linganore.
Colin's put a ton of work in that space.
Yeah, it's nice.
Because he would call me because he bought a bunch of gear off of me because I'm always selling stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, man, I'm really like working on the studio and stuff, and it's just like it's a lot. And I'm like, okay. And then I saw the pictures and stuff. And I'm like, damn, that is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's cool about that place? I mean, the same thing we did with Kenny, but slightly different. What we did there was full on recorded live.
Sure.
Vocals, all that stuff.
Hi, Brett.
I keep thinking I hear somebody.
That's Brett.
Oh, Brett's not here.
He went
Who is that?
Okay, Genevieve's here. God damn, that scared the fuck out of me. I was like, they're coming to tow Marcus's.
They just walked right in. They didn't even knock. No knocks.
Anyway, now I can focus again. Treetop. I was talking to Colin last night. I was talking to both those dudes actually, and they said that they were super pumped on the session that you guys did, and I watched all of them, and it's really cool. Have you watched them, Chris?
Yep.
They're very good.
Yeah. Saw the Silent Mountains one. Saw the T-Wolves one. It was cool.
Yeah, we had a really good time.
That would be cool. Yeah. So again, October 29th, we plugged at the top of the episode. Do it here. Have you played every anniversary show?
Not everyone, but
most
the past 2.
Hell yeah.
This will be our second one. Just the second.
Because it was the Vens and you all last year, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I can't remember who else played.
I don't remember who else played either. I think
I
booked it and I forgot.
I played the first 2. You played the last 2.
Oh yeah.
Because you played the trailer.
Played the trailer and then at the fairgrounds.
Hell yeah.
Was that when they were at their old spot? Old Mother?
I think they were still at the old spot.
Over?
Yeah, the first one was they had this. There's YouTube videos of it. It looks exactly how it looks.
It was behind. It was the first location at Lore's.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then the second one, they rented out a building at the fairgrounds and they packed it in.
Oh,
I mean, my God, there was like 1,000 people.
That's
there.
awesome.
That's not surprising.
I did my whole run into
Run
the
and clap
crowd
and
and everybody like, oof. We at the end of the night we were offered a European tour.
Was that with Double Motorcycle?
Yeah.
With
nice.
Some random guy in the crowd who loved their beer. He's like,
wow,
I'll book you in Ireland 4 dates. We're like, okay.
Oh,
so what happened?
That'd be fun.
Well, we called the number. The number directed us to Western Union.
It's a good start.
To Taco Bell.
Yes. We donated the whole band fund, which was 5 Diablo sauces.
Hey, that's a good deal.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Marcus, Genevieve, Marcus. Hi.
We've met before.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Are you going to take photos of Marcus?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. So
Well, we should probably get to the first song anyway.
Yeah, I think we're here. So Marcus, when I asked you for songs, I said, "Hey, send me 3," and then you said, "Okay, here are the songs I want." I said, "All right, do you have them?" And you said, "No." And then I asked you, "Okay, well, I don't want streaming links, so how can you get them?" And you're like, "I don't know how to do that." And I said, "Okay," and I looked, and I had bought all of these records, and I think you have to tell me if I'm wrong. I think they all came out before 2010.
It maybe not the last one. I don't remember.
I'm gonna look, but I think
definitely the first two.
definitely
for sure.
the first two. Yes,
Those would have came out.
Yeah,
in probably before 2005.
yes. So I ended up putting these songs on my iTunes, ripping them and putting them on my iPod, and that's how I have these songs. So cue us up with the first one tonight, Marcus.
So the first one is a band called Me Without You. They're actually my favorite band
ever.
ever. I went to their last show kind of recently up in Philadelphia.
Right.
Did you weep?
Sad story. Also, really cool thing. My cousin Krista Coffey.
Shout out to Krista.
And her husband. So it's actually Krista and Daniel Brooks. They bought Me Without You's tour bus, like 2 weeks after the show. So
wait, they still have the bus?
They have the tour bus in West Virginia in Charlestown on their property. They went up to Philadelphia and picked it up and bought it.
Can they cash this winning ticket for me?
Question: can they let us over and hang out
Yes.
Yeah, can
most
we do an
likely, yes.
on-site podcast?
in the Me Without You bus,
Yeah.
dude? Okay, I will lose my shit if we can do that.
Can
Like-
we do that?
like
Can we
literally,
do that?
I will-
We'll
I think
bring our own.
It'd
We'll
be
bring our
really
laptop.
easy. Yeah, it'd be super easy.
I would poop on as we tape that
Yeah.
episode.
They found a lot of. So Me Without You did not clean it out,
That's not surprising.
and there was a
Really?
lot of stuff on
That's
that
cool.
bus.
That's
Like,
cool.
What's
yeah.
the coolest thing they found?
They found a DW kick pedal, bunch of drumsticks, mainly I think just drumming-ish stuff, and clothes.
Wow.
So
Both of
I
those
got a
things I
couple
need.
Grateful Dead shirts. I think they were the drummer shirts. So,
Did you wear them yet?
I have worn them. Yeah,
Did you not wash them?
she washed them and then gave them to me.
Oh,
I don't know if I would have.
come on, Krista,
Not.
get it together.
So what's the name of the song?
So the song is called "Gentleman" by Me Without You.
We never met, you and I. We were always inside. We were somewhere inside one another. And I'll live without you, love. But what good is one glove without the other? Still, you only ask about my leaving. Oh, but honey, I had no choice, and I'd go and make you out heavy breathing. For the sound of your voice. But you sit there silent, falling on and walk down as I walk by. My face has changed, you know it's me. You know by the stillness in my eyes. Come and whisper in my ear, you're very pretty, dear. And it'll be alright, you're lying, but I don't mind tonight. So I wander, and I wander, your absence beating inside my chest. I try, but I can't remember the color of your eyes, just the shape of your dress. And through a garden overgrown. No, it's a long walk home. I said I'd not come back. Well, I'm coming back. And you'd better be alone. Sit there silent, folded arms, and you smile as I walk by. My face is changed, but you know it's me. You know it's me. Come and whisper in my ear, my dear, my dear. It'll be alright. 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 It'll be alright.
I sang this song every word at Cornerstone Festival in 2007 when they played it front to back at a generator stage.
Nice.
It was sick. They played main stage that year. Which no. They played one of the bigger HM Fest HM Magazine stage or something like that.
I never went to Cornerstone.
Oh, you missed out. It was cool. Apparently, though,
Wasn't that out in Illinois?
Yeah. So Still Go played a couple.
Oh.
Yeah, we played some stuff. It was cool. And,
Humble brag. Did you hear that,
Stokelo.
Marcus?
No. But
I remember Stokelo.
but all it was is we just handed people 20s and they let us play their generator stage. It was sick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like,
Was that like no stage, but you were?
So some had stages. So there was a Phoenix stage that we paid $40 to play on, which was sick though.
$40.
And so we gave them two 20s and we played, and it was on a trailer just like out back at Old Mother Location 1, and it was sick because it was them, and I think Sky Airplane played right after us.
Ooh.
Are you jealous yet, Marcus? Are you jealous?
It's crazy though. It was 2007. Everything. It was hot. It was Lord of the Cutoffs.
Yeah.
And, it was awful.
I mean, I went to Purple Door multiple years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the same ish, but I think Cornerstone might have been a little bit bigger.
Yeah, Cornerstone was like Tuesday through Sunday.
Yeah, Purple Door was just the weekend.
Just the weekend,
Yeah.
and I think it was just Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't think they did stuff on Sunday. I think everybody had to go to church.
Yeah.
The shocking through line through all these Could Be Better podcasts is Chris's connection to the Christian rock world.
Well,
And
Yeah, I mean,
right,
I
like
went to a
that's-
Christian school growing up.
It's the same thing with me. Like Me Without You, I have tons of people who I know who I love who are near and dear to me who know Me Without You because of that.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
and it's interesting though because it's like there is still a sect of people that get connected to it outside of that Christian world. But there's like even with Brett, like I don't know his take on religion or what he came up with upbringing and
I think
stuff.
he's an atheist.
Yeah, he's definitely an
No.
atheist.
Yeah. But I mean like coming up into it, like was there exposure to something because it's like it's either he was friends with you. Or
He loves that.
Well, I
band.
just think it's exposure to good music,
yeah, but
you know?
but like
And coming up in that and playing music in those days.
but Brett also likes Showbread though, and Showbread was also in that Christian world.
Yeah.
And like but
Yeah.
and so it's weird.
It wouldn't have been me because Brett would have been listening to these guys before.
It could have been Me Without You, though.
Boo! I was waiting for you to say something
Of
like.
course I would.
But it's, I guess like in the same way, like Under Oath was the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like Alien Chasing Safety came out and like the world blew up,
Yeah.
right? And so it's just like okay, still a Christian band, but I don't know. It's crazy. I was actually thinking about that. I'm upset you brought it up, and
What's that?
I'm on a rant now. And
Why?
We're talking about
What
podcasts,
are
but
you
it's like,
upset about?
but like,
Do you
like,
want to learn about our Lord?
no.
yeah,
let's
no.
move-
But 2 or 3 weeks ago, by the time this came out, like Furnace Fest was recently.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that lineup, and dude, listen, I'm watching a Comeback Kid live set, and literally it's 11:30. My kid just threw up all over me, and,
Wait,
and I
you were there
changed.
live?
No. I'm on my couch at home
Watching on
Watching.
YouTube or something?
watching
Okay.
a live set from Furnace Fest when it ended, and it was like a full set of Comeback Kid, and I'm watching them play like all the hits, right from Turn It
Yeah.
Around, from Wake the Dead, even from the new stuff that I still like, and I'm watching them like fuck yeah, these guys are getting it, and then I like had an out of my body experience, and I'm watching myself watch this band on YouTube, and I go, I should have been there.
Yeah.
and I'm like, and every band at Furnace Fest was of that like
100%.
Christian hardcore.
Yeah, you
and-
saw. I mean, Stretch Armstrong played.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in
gosh.
25
I mean,
years.
Figure Four played.
Yeah, Five Iron Frenzy and Squad 5-0.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. It's crazy.
yeah. I mean, there was a lot of stuff there. Maylene played there.
Mhm.
You know, one of their shows.
It was their first one back after
Yeah.
the accident. So
Yeah.
it's been nuts, and they even got Blindside back, and Blindside was my
I watched videos of that, and they killed it.
yeah. So they played the full record. So okay, so we're talking about music, I guess, whatever.
Tuesday.
But Blindside played Silence front to back, and
Yeah.
the front of the record's really good.
Yeah.
The back, if you're not really into it, you don't really
Yeah,
like it.
yeah,
So I
definitely.
had a buddy that went. He said, "Dude, first 5 songs are great."
Yeah.
And then he's like, then his voice gave
And then
out.
it got kind of boring.
And then it got kind of boring. I was like,
Yeah.
well, and he's like, they should have played it backwards. I'm like, I would have been so pissed to hear
Yeah.
that first song last.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, nah. So anyway,
Yeah.
fuck, God, yeah, Christian music, man, it's crazy.
I had a question. If I can get in on this podcast?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yes, of course.
I was just, and this is a hard left turn, but there's really no easy segue out of that.
But you were talking about Me Without You, and
Oh, that's true. And,
yeah.
and this is music that you love. So I'm going to ask you about music that you love that you used to play consistently.
Yeah.
And that was with a band called Crooked Hills.
Yes.
oh,
And from what I understand, by the time this comes out, it'll be 3 weeks ago. But this past weekend, in real time, you sat in with Crooked Hills.
I did.
Oh, you played with them on-
Yeah,
on
I
Friday
played a
night?
song with them.
look
They,
at that. Oh, just the one song.
just one song.
So how did it
Okay.
go? Like,
It
please
went great.
Tell me about that dynamic now. I'm sure you're on good terms with all of them.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
never there was never
Yeah.
any bad turns.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And-
but, yeah.
And tell me how you really felt though about playing Dane's tiny drum set. Because
He
don't you
recently-
shit on tiny
yeah,
drums. You
dude, that
know.
set- so he recently picked up the same version,
okay,
but bigger.
good.
Yeah.
So he went
Fuck
from like
that.
a
Fuck that.
18-inch tom.
You know my feeling.
Or
An
kick drum
18-inch
to
tom.
a 22.
You know that kick drum over there was
Yeah,
a
I've seen
former
that one too.
floor tom? That was
Yeah.
a former floor tom.
Yeah.
An 18-inch.
That makes me hate it even more.
I know. Why do you don't mind small drums, do you?
Dude, his drums are fucking huge.
No,
No, but you don't prefer.
it's a time and a place. You know, it's
Look at this. He's the politician.
Oh my
he's
God.
he's
That's
working
why
the
everybody
room.
loves you, Marcus.
I mean, you play like I've played church stuff where it's like on the smaller Tama jazz kit, and it just
Right.
makes the room
Sure.
sound a little bit better, especially with a mic. I mean, you
played-
can really control that type of stuff.
I think you played my drums once.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a double motorcycle Timberwolves show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think you broke them.
But I love your kick drum though. Like
Oh,
when,
yeah.
miking your kick drum at Old Mother is like one of the
Yeah.
best sounds ever. Which
And
again,
Apex is nice.
October 29th, at Old Mother, you can hear it
coming
live.
out.
Those are pretty drums
coming
too.
out.
You got so you at one point. Yeah, we'll go long on this. At one point, you got rid of all your drums, right?
Yeah. So when I moved out to Colorado
Yeah,
for
let's
the
talk about
8
that.
months I was there.
Well, and that also facilitated you not being in Crooked Hills, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
they had when I had told them I was moving out, they were already looking for another drummer.
Yeah.
And they had a couple interviews and they all went really well.
No, they didn't. I was there.
And they were all pretty equal in.
They told me I wasn't.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
Colin, you only have one pedal. Can you bring I need two.
So they're all pretty equal in talent. But Dane has this personality to him.
Everybody loves Dane.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, he's the coolest freaking cat, man. So that's what really
Sealed the deal.
sealed it for them.
Yeah.
They're like, and they had all known Dane for quite a while, playing in bands and crap like that. So it was
Do you remember their last show with Crooked Hills?
like the most recent show.
No. Like the last.
Oh,
one
my
before-
last
Oh,
show.
at NOLA,
Of course
Chris and I
remember
were. That was the first time Chris and I really ever hung out. Was coming to see your last show.
Yeah,
It's not
there
true.
was
It's
a
not the first-
line
it's not the
around
fir-
the building for that.
There was, and
So-
the only way we got in
was because we walked around and we knew the people that walked in, and it was so it wasn't the first time we hung out, but it was the first show I think we went to together as a couple.
we did. We held hands through it.
We
all.
did because I was like, hey man, we're not waiting in this line, and I was like, damn, the whole night, Marcus, it was around. The
I
corner.
know it was. Fun.
It was.
Brett was
and I-
crowd surfing.
Big
Brett was
I
crowd
think,
surfing.
too-
People had T-shirts with his face
Yeah.
on it.
Right, and
Yeah.
I still see
They're
those
still
shirts
out
around.
there.
Yeah, they're still
Yeah.
out there. Because I was doing stuff for the. I was at the paper at the paper at the time. I think I had written about the show.
Yeah.
And I think we both knew who was working the door and whatever. And we ended up getting in, but we had nowhere to stand. Like we
Yeah.
were pressed against.
Oh,
and,
my entire family was there, and that's
half the room.
75 people.
and
Yeah.
Chris says nobody is more popular in Frederick than Marcus.
That's not true.
It is 100% true because it's so crazy to me. It's like, and we've talked about this often because the Timberwolves played the first farewell show for Double Motorcycle and the upstairs at the Eagles Club.
Double Motorcycle just didn't show up.
Yeah,
That
you
was
guys
the
didn't even
problem.
play.
The flyers on Brett's wall.
And
We
it's
were
a
like,
sick
where are
flyer.
these guys at?
No, they were
Still fist fighting in Altoona. At that point.
homesick.
Yeah.
But the that show was also packed. And it's
Yeah.
and I tell Colin often, I'm like, I don't know what it is, but it's like every like 5 shows that Marcus plays, it's like bonkers. And I'm like, I feel like you have like an email list or
Well, I'm
some
kind of a big deal. So it's-
There it is.
He just wait. Yeah. If anybody could have seen this wink that he just gave me,
You'd be pregnant.
You'd melt like I'm melting now. I'm melting like Brett's
he just
butter.
went from 6 to midnight. So,
What is it about you, Marcus? Why do people love
I
you
don't
so much?
know.
What's the trick? How
I
can I
don't
get
know.
people to even like me, let alone love me?
yeah. I don't know what to tell you there. I think it really is like I have a lot of my mom in me,
Sure.
and that's really what it is.
So
I mean,
everybody
I have a
loves
lot
your
of my
mom.
dad. My mom is just like outgoing, like super personable, like
Sure.
just great people person.
You're positive. You're a positive
Yeah, and
person.
that's a big thing too. I think
You're
I
so
don't-
positive
I didn't really
that-
let a whole lot get to me.
You're so positive that when I said, "How can I get people to like me?" you said, "I don't know.
I don't-
We'll fucking help
Figure
us,
it out.
dude. We'll figure it out."
Yeah.
So
Winners adjust.
Well,
Colin.
that's-
so there's
that's
there's that.
fair enough. So let's get to the second song. What is it? What is it?
So this song is called
It is.
it's called "Caught a Glimpse"
Thank you. Yes.
From a band called Blindside, one of my favorite bands. So
Sweden.
I hope you love it.
Well, I didn't know. Why'd you pick it?
I don't really have any reasoning behind that type of stuff.
All right,
I
that's
just
great.
love the
Good
song.
answer.
It takes me back. There's some certain songs when I listen to them, I get goosebumps all over me,
Okay.
and that's one of them.
Mhm.
So that's
Just up in the Hollywood Empire strikes back in the sun. I am standing in the way. Now I'm waiting for the light for this to come along. Now this beauty, the beast is standing in my face. Inside I was whisper stay. Cutting loose on your photograph, I'm back from the start. Cutting loose on your I'm ready to give you my heart. Mayday, too many voices, too much noise in my ear. Don't wanna lose contact over this black cushion. Now you sing fa la 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 la. I'll be safe in devotion. Cutting loose on your photograph, I'm back from the start. Cutting loose on your I'm ready to give you, and I'm ready to give you my heart. Cutting loose on your photograph, I'm back from the start. Cutting loose on your I'm ready to give you, and I'm ready to give you, I'm ready to give you my heart.
I got this right now, Marcus. It's always a pleasure to have a drummer on here just to be able to talk a little bit about where everything comes from. And I think you and I may have had this conversation at some point when I beat the shit out of you in FIFA and on PS5.
we're 1-1.
Well, we're
What was the
1-1.
score?
Well, we both won a game. We still need the championship game.
What was the score of each? I mean, it was.
I don't know.
Was it
Overtime or something.
Yeah, they both went to overtime.
Extra innings.
Extra. When did you start playing drums? Why?
So this was back at New Life Christian School. It all kind of wraps back to Christian stuff, right?
Well, and shout out friend of the podcast, Ryan Nicholson. He also went to New
right,
Life.
that's
New Life,
right.
New Life.
Except
Shout out
he-
to our podcast sponsor, New Life Christian School.
Yes, yes.
But he also brought a bottle of whiskey that ended up fucking up that podcast. Go ahead, Marcus.
I don't remember what year. Probably 99, 98, 99. So my buddy, his name was CJ Allen. Him and I, it was just one of my best friends at New Life Christian School. I would go to his place in Ballinger Creek, or his parents' place, and they just had a full-on studio in the basement. So his mom taught art, had this art studio in the back, and then before that they had just everything you can imagine music-wise. So he was a really, really killer left-handed drummer.
What kind of drums?
I don't know, like a Black Pearl, something like that.
Ooh,
The Black Pearl. So he decided he really didn't want to play drums a whole lot anymore.
Him and me.
Him and me, yeah. And so he picked up a guitar, and of course he crushed it.
Really?
It just, well, yeah. Both of his parents played guitar, sang, all this stuff. So he picked up a guitar and just started playing. And I sat down on that left-handed kit
No
and
kidding.
just started. That's how I learned, open hand.
No shit.
But it was on the left
Wow.
hand, so I'm
Yeah.
playing like this. But
No.
I, first learned how to play drums with my left foot.
Right. Yeah, I did. You know what? It's so weird. I had that same type of. I really despise this word, but I had that same type of journey in that way, where I know I hate that's so cringy, but I thought that it would be. I initially learned to cross, but then I thought if I play open hand for like maybe the next year, I could be more ambidextrous and busy.
Yeah,
and it helped. It did help.
yeah.
What did it help you?
I mean, eventually I was like, why am I doing this? I could just switch it up right here. So because he didn't play the drums a whole lot anymore. I was like, I'm just going to set it up the way I want it to be set up. But after that, I was fairly good at my left foot.
Yeah.
Eventually I tore my ACL.
Doing what?
Years after playing football, all this stuff in middle school.
Are you a right tackle?
I was a running back.
I mean, come on, look at it.
The
Of course
running
he's
back,
a
y'all.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell.
I mean, come on, Marcus Collins. What a running back name.
Right.
That's true. That's very true.
So when I had surgery, that kind of helped. I had surgery on my right foot, right? Mm-hmm. Still wanted to play drums.
Right.
So I still used the double pedal, and I just used my left foot for my single pedal.
That's
So that was kind of the advantage of having
Go ahead.
We're good.
having the practice as a youngster with the left foot. I never stopped after that.
That's
playing
your
drums.
journey.
So yeah,
Stop.
it is my journey.
I feel like you need to just have like an Oprah moment here where you start slowly
No,
clapping.
did you ever fall in love with playing drums?
Yes.
Was
I've
it
never
around
stopped
that
loving
time?
it.
Like
oh
once you
yeah,
started?
yeah. Because I knew I was good at it.
Ooh.
I knew I was good at it then. I could keep the beat, and I just never stopped.
Do you have heroes? Drum heroes?
Neil Peart.
That's it. Just him?
That's it.
Just
who
Neil.
else is there? Aaron Gillespie.
Really?
Under oath.
Are you? Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Wait, who'd you think it was from?
No, that's who I know it was from. I was gonna ask because he doesn't just play drums.
He
right?
does guitar and vocal
He does.
stuff.
He does
too.
all
Yeah,
of that
he's-
stuff.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
where I was gonna go with that. I was like, is that ever something you wanted to pursue? Like be a songwriter, like Aaron Gillespie
No.
did? No.
No.
Why
He's
not?
like cringing. Like he's like, no.
I know. Like
no,
nobody
bleh.
could see the expressions on
Yeah.
Marcus's
I do
face.
like playing bass guitar. I'm
Okay.
halfway decent at that.
Okay, hear me out. 2 basses, 1 guitar, 1 drummer, called Timberwolves 2.0. Chris Perry, the second best drummer in the room, is the drummer in the band.
Who's the other bass player?
Brett is the other.
No, it's Brett and Marcus.
And me and
yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
God, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So everything about you is groove then. It's rhythm section.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Do you ever want to? I mean, you said Neil Peart was your.
I can't remember the
favorites.
drummer's name for Me Without You right now,
Oh,
but that would be a heavy influence. On
Is
me,
that, did
too.
you ever play along to songs, like have headphones?
Oh,
on and do
yeah.
all that? And like were those the drummers that you played along
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
Isn't that so much fun? I miss
And
that.
Yuri, his name is Yuri from MXPX.
God, he's
Is
so
another one as well. I can't
He's so
remember his
fast.
last name. Yeah, so that was a big one too.
Are they still together?
Yeah,
There and the original line is back.
yeah.
They just put out a record last year, the year before that. Mike now has like his own studio and stuff.
Yeah.
in Bremerton, Washington, and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
That's
Also,
cool.
Christian music, man.
I was gonna say MXPX. is
It all
Christian
comes
too.
back.
And with that said, go ahead.
No,
this is a Christian podcast at this point.
No. I mean, I'm all set. I'm done.
No. I mean, like, because all of those things. It's so interesting to me how that sort of forms you as a musician, right? Like playing to those records, learning those records.
Definitely.
And Chris, you could probably say the same thing, right? And these are good records. Like
Yeah,
if people,
objectively.
right? Like if people didn't like Chris, if Brett, who is the biggest atheist I know, goes to, he's so pumped on seeing Me Without You on the
Showbread,
last show
The Chariot.
ever, like all of that. And he openly admits, he's like, I can't get with it, but my God, these bands are so good.
But then not only that, but then he'll also say, I felt it, man. And like
Right.
whatever that
Sure.
is, it's like you still get it. And I think that's what's so interesting. But what's funny though, I don't know. I mean, if you haven't listened to new records super recently, then it's like new Christian bands. It is very different than how it was before.
I have not listened to a whole lot.
like the bands that are still on Solid State and still on Tooth and Nail, it's very different.
Yeah.
It is almost kind of like, hey man, we made a ton of money back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Isn't that sick? Cool, let's keep trying to do it. And then the bands just aren't the same.
Yeah, sure.
Does that bother you?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like you just don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I
the
don't
apathy
care.
then, that kind of leads me to the next question I had in my mind about the apathy. Do you want to make a life out of music?
Yes.
Okay, so that's still like, hey man, I'm out here, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And that should also bring us to the country thing, because from what I hear, that's wildly successful.
We are doing pretty well. Yeah, we're playing shows pretty much every single weekend, multiple shows.
So do you do it because you like country, or do you do it because you like money?
I think it's a little bit of both.
What a
But I don't
shitty
get
question.
paid a whole lot. I mean, it's not like
No. But yeah.
But you're making money.
Yeah.
And to be fair, and Chris knows this too, like the bands that the three of us have ever been in, we don't take any money.
Yeah.
Like it's not for money. You don't play Timberwolves for money.
No. Oh, we get paid, but it's not a lot. But you're right,
You
exactly
don't
right.
split. It goes into like
Gosh,
a band fund
exactly.
or like
yeah,
whatever
for new
that
shirts
is.
or koozies or
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Or you guys were paying off the record.
Yeah.
From
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
So there was that. But this one, is this like I'm making money to take home to buy
Correct.
gas?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how good does that feel?
It feels really good to finally get to that spot in my life after 33 years.
That's crazy. How did you get connected with them?
So my aunt works with the guys, the Feehan brothers, their dad.
Okay. Mr. Feehan.
Mr. Feehan. His name is Patrick Feehan. Their names are Connor and Brendan, by the way.
Are they Irish?
What's that?
Are they Irish?
They are Irish, yes. So they were actually coming out of high school for both of these guys. They were the number one kickers in the nation for high school football.
They were both.
Justin Tucker and James Tucker?
That's right. That is their name.
So they were both
They were both up there.
as kickers.
Yeah, different years, but yeah, they were both up there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's funny is I was drinking at an establishment, and I can't tell you where I was drinking because the story might incriminate the people I was talking with. And they said, yeah, man, I peeped out and I saw Marcus playing, and they're one of their singer guys, like, he does a little kick. He really kicked it, man. He really kicks. And I was like, huh. And now that you tell me he's a kicker, this makes sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
come out and check out the Feehan brothers kicking it.
Yeah.
Well, so I'll be honest. I haven't, and I'm assuming none of these three songs are of them. Okay.
No.
But I have not heard any of it. Is it? I'm assuming it's sort of straightforward pop country the way that it is now.
Yeah.
And as a player, and
It's not as poppy as you would think.
okay, but is it fun?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And that's what I was gonna say, because I've found myself in situations playing just like pop fun stuff.
Yeah.
Not Good Charlotte. That was never fun. But
or pop.
But I've found myself, in situations where I'm kind of playing stuff where it's like I'm used to this and this and this, and then you just come in, you can just hold the four down.
Exactly. That's the thing with this. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun being in Timberwolves and other different stuff where it's like it's a lot more technical. But with the country stuff, you're just a pocket player for the most part.
Right.
But my experience with all these other bands, heavier rock and roll, blah, blah, blah,
Help to get you there.
is helping me like change a little bit of their tone too. So it's straightforward, but I'm putting in these funky fills that they've never heard before,
Right.
and
That's
they
great.
always turn around. And they're like, "What the fuck was that?" But it's cool though; it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
So I try not to like overuse that, but it's fun to pop it in every once in a while because the crowd is just like, "What the heck just happened?"
That's awesome.
You know?
I want to hear it.
Yeah, there's a song on Spotify. It's called "This Is the Life."
Did
And you
record
played on it?
I did not play
Bullshit.
on that.
I
Don't
want
listen
to
to
hear
it.
you play.
So I did not play on it. They had a session drummer play with them.
That's before they knew you.
Exactly. This is they recorded 3 songs before they knew me. So this was the first one that had been released.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they knew me before they knew you, and so I played drums on it. So anybody who wants to look at
That was me. That was me without you.
That was
me with
there-
this. Yeah, anybody. That's where I was going. So I want to do this, crew. Chris wasn't prepared for this, but let's do it. Open 5 quick questions to end the interview. You have to give us an answer in 5 words or less.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, that will.
1 word.
No. I'll start. Favorite Timberwolves show you played before you got back together?
Right Choice Ministries.
Dang.
Where was that?
In Hagerstown.
Up in Hagerstown. We actually played with a band called Roswell Kid. They opened the show, and now they are
Huge.
a lot bigger. So that was fun. There was a lot of good stuff up there.
Did Jeff book that show?
I don't know. That would have been Brett.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That
I
doesn't
just
count
show
toward
up with the
Hell
drums.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Question number 2. What's your favorite brewery in Frederick?
Old Mother, by far. I can't even. Yeah, that's like.
There's
There's
only
nothing else.
Yeah, there's only one.
I'm just kidding. There's plenty other, but that is my favorite.
Okay. What is one thing you wish you could change about the music scene in Frederick?
Oh, shit. Go ahead. We got all the time you need.
It's a short list.
Well, I think for a long time people just don't want to pay anything to go see a show, whether it's $5 or
Sure.
$2. I think it takes a lot to get people out there,
Sure.
even when it's
Sick.
2 seconds down the road. Sort of thing.
Sure.
I don't know.
So what needs to change is better entertainment for a cost or no cost or better people.
I think there's a little bit of all three right there.
What do you mean better people? What is that?
Well, I mean, he's saying it's kind of
I don't want to say better people
yeah,
might not be.
I don't know about that.
Well, but I mean, like the idea is like, hey, if people don't want to come out to pay for something, it's either the value's not good or they just don't want to pay.
See, I think, and this is my quick Cliff Notes version of that conundrum, I think you work your way up to paying. Like if you have a scene, like for instance, right now, knock on wood, like the Old Mother thing is sort of working for Old Mother, right? We're doing these shows at Old Mother, and they're making money off of it, and there are crowds. There are actually crowds.
Big
now,
crowds.
If you get to a point where you're Old Mother and you say, well, we keep getting big crowds because all of the artists are so great,
Yeah.
maybe we'll charge $2.
Yeah.
You know? And
I
don't
wouldn't
think
mind
that
seeing that there, in all honesty.
I know.
I don't think
'Cause
that
they
should
can
be
do it.
frowned upon.
No,
You know?
no. Another thing with that is, at least for any show, I guess in general, stick around.
Oh, sure.
But that happens everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people come just to see their buddy play. I get it. I get it.
That's how a
But I
music
hate it.
scene, you know, it's like a layer cake.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. But I don't want to dwell too much into
Yeah.
that. So
No,
there's-
not the negative.
I'm just going to get fucking pissed off.
That was 3. This 4 is you.
Oh, this 4 is me. What is your favorite song that you've ever played drums on? Original.
Ooh. Oh, original.
Yeah. A recording. Crooked Hills, Timberwolves, Country Dudes, whatever. You're most proud of, essentially. Ah, man, I put you on the spot. You need that beer.
Yeah, I'll take a sip.
And for this last question, you're going to hate me, but I want to try something
That's fine.
because I think it could be fun.
Oh, he had a long
Yeah, that
pause
was a big
there.
drink.
Yeah. It's still tough. I mean, it's an older song from Timberwolves, but I think, it used to be called "That's What John Lennon Said," but Spotify didn't like that, so we actually named it "That's What John Redcorn Said." If anybody's familiar with King of the Hill,
Yeah.
we renamed that song. That is my favorite song to play, and it would any group.
Yeah.
And you're proud of that. drum
Very
part
proud of that.
Okay.
That's my favorite thing, too, because Timberwolves have been a band forever.
Yeah.
Forever. I think there's probably
We're kind of a super group after The Fallen Lie
Dude,
and
Drive-By
A Drive-By Runaway.
so good.
You're definitely going to be a super group when you start playing bass and Chris plays drums.
That's right.
And you have
No one
double
will want to
bass.
book us, but we'll be popular.
And double bass.
Okay, so here for the final question, I'm going to do this middle school thing with you, Colin, where I say a word and then you say a word, and we'll get to the end of the question. So it's kind of like we're finishing the sentence, but so you start
Okay.
with the word. Get ready, Marcus. This is going to be hard to follow.
What
Is
your
least
favorite
time
of
the...
year?
I'll repeat the question. What is your least favorite
I
time
got
of
it.
year?
I got it.
He
You
gave
know
you the
what?
hand and then said, I got
it.
it.
Really is. It depends where you live. I don't like the summertime that much.
Really? Why is that? You're such a happy
I
dude.
cannot stand
Thank you.
the humidity.
Yep.
I can't
That's just
stand it.
That's a here thing. What was
Dude,
it like in
that's what I'm
Colorado?
saying. It depends on where you live.
Were you in Colorado for the summer?
Yeah.
How was that?
Colorado.
It was awesome.
All right.
All times of year, it's the best.
So yeah, it was all time. I mean, it could be hot, but it was zero humidity. So that was really.
Would you move back?
No. I don't. My life is here.
Okay.
Everything is here.
Yeah.
Can I ask you your motivations for doing it in the first place then?
A change of pace. I needed something different.
And it really kicked you in the face. And
Yeah.
You said,
Well, it was like right
COVID
before.
kicked me in the face.
Well,
It
yeah,
was like it was
yeah.
right before the pandemic, and then you went out, and then you got hit.
And then I got COVID.
Yeah.
I was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
By
and
yourself?
that was March 2020.
Dude,
It-
that's shitty timing.
Yeah. So I got out there, was getting everything together, working a lot, playing music,
And then boom.
and then you heard of something that was coming around at New Year's. And you're like, wait a second, this isn't. People are getting sick. We're just gonna get past this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody thought. New Year's hit, blah blah blah, and then slowly making your way into late February and March, and
Dude.
then you really started hearing about it.
how
and
scared were you?
I was terrified.
Yeah.
That was a bad week for
Yeah.
me.
And then was that the facilitating thing? Like, I'm going home. Like, that's
Yes.
it.
Because
I didn't have a plan on going home before that.
right, no, because
I lost my job, but I was still fine.
Yeah.
I had money,
right.
but once I got sick, luckily I love my dad so much. He did this. Like, he was warned by everybody not to get on a flight, not to come out to Colorado.
Sure.
He was out there the day after, and hung out with me for 2 weeks out there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Stayed at the house. So
That's great.
yeah.
Shout out to Papa Collins.
Yeah, Larry Collins, man, he really is. I love him.
So you'll never leave Frederick again?
I don't
As
know about that.
As Justin Bieber
but right
says,
now,
never
no.
leave, never say never.
Wow.
It'll be a long time.
Well, there's nothing wrong. I didn't say that in a bad way. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, it's good
No,
to be home.
That felt
essentially.
aggressive,
Yeah.
Colin. Fuck
Oh,
you.
yeah, well, I fucked up.
I
fucked up
rushed.
the
I
end of it.
rushed into it a little bit. I think when I went out there in the first place. But like I said,
But it
I
was
just
something you
wa-
felt you had to do.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I needed to do something to.
Well,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's normal for people that are in this town. I mean, like a lot of the guests we have on this podcast are from Frederick, and so
Yeah.
it's like it's either you're a townie, you've been here your whole life, or you've moved in, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. It's like, yeah, but when you've been here your whole life, like we have, it's you can take it for granted, and also like some of it kind of sucks, and so you're like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what, I do need a bit of a change of pace.
Yeah.
And so it's like good for you for taking that move. It really sucks about that timing,
Yeah.
but then I remember you coming back, and I remember seeing you at Old Mother, and I was like, why are you here? He's like, man, I'm just coming back because I got COVID and it was really bad, and so now I'm home. Like,
Yeah,
I'm glad you're back.
yeah.
You know?
it's good to be back.
Yeah.
So I'll add a sixth question. What did you miss the most about Frederick?
Hell yeah.
My family,
Oh, man.
family and friends.
I thought
So
I was
that's
gonna
really
be
it.
Colin.
So wholesome.
No. If it's not me, it's not an answer.
Yeah, but yeah, seriously, that was it. I had friends out there. I had a buddy. Two guys I was living with that were they went to Brunswick High School.
Yeah.
So, but then they moved out there a few years before I did. They've been there ever since. So I knew people, and I got to know a lot of people, mainly through the restaurant business.
Right, yeah.
But it was a lot different.
You are the most beloved person in the history of Frederick, Maryland. That includes Francis Scott Key. Am I correct, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people fucked up when they didn't call it the Marcus Collins Hotel or the Marcus Collins Stadium.
Or the Marcus Collins Mall.
Oh,
yeah, what the heck?
The MCM.
I wouldn't put my name on that, actually.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Actually, that's a new sponsor of the Could Be Better podcast. The
MCM.
Is the
MCM.
MCM.
Where all you can buy is beer.
Hey, that's not a bad business model. Let's take this off air. Marcus, thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys very much.
So again,
This
we
was
have
fun.
we have the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
We have the Timberwolves October 29th at Old Mother Brewing
Yeah.
Company. Where can people find the music?
With Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all
All the
stuff.
places. Cool.
Everything, yeah.
And then the Feehan Brothers. Where can people find y'all?
the same thing, all the platforms. Feehan, so
All
it's
y'all.
FEEHAN.
F-double-E.
Yeah. If anybody's available, I'm actually playing a gig in Lovettsville this coming Saturday.
Lovettsville at
But
Vanish.
this podcast will be out after that.
Is it
So,
Vanish?
really. No, it's not. It's at a church in Lovettsville
Hell yeah.
called Catoctin Bible Church. Has nothing to do with church stuff. It's just a show out there playing blues rock and roll. So.
Blues, rock and roll, save your souls. All right,
Again,
Marcus,
to
thanks for
repeat,
coming.
if you want to learn more about Marcus, go to www.tobykeith.com. Now, what is the last song that we're going to hear? What's the name of it?
So it's called...
It's
so disappointed in me. That
Dang
No,
it.
no, no, it's okay,
So it's
'cause-
Maylene and the Sons of Disaster.
And it's
The song is called Plenty Wrong and Plenty Strong.
Plenty strong, plenty wrong.
Plenty Strong, Plenty Wrong.
Coming back after a long time gone. I'm just another walking dead. Deadlines tell me to ride and it feels so cold at home. Everyone has learned to live without me. I've been a second place. This soul is right where it needs to be. It's not a static pace, just a little kick in the air. This isn't what I expected. I was letting you down. I can't remember the wrong turn. Try not to feel it 'cause I know I'm your mistake. Those excuses are hiding us. I've been a second place. This soul is right where it needs to be. It's not a static pace. It's just a little cake, a little cake. Don't bother asking where I've been. Or expect me to go back again. Those memories never won. I've been a second place. This soul is right where it needs to be. It's not a static pace, just a little cake, a little cake.
The Could Be Better podcast is produced live from the Could Be Better studios that are definitely not a bedroom in Frederick, Maryland.
Check out our website, www.couldbebettermeh.com, for links to our social media, as well as a calendar of events and our contact information for those interested in guesting or supporting the Could Be Better movement.
Sure, whatever the hell that is. If you'd like what you hear, though, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or however you're listening to this right now. And don't hesitate to leave us a 5-star review because, believe it or not, it actually really helps.
Tune in every Thursday for a new episode where we...
Okay, that's enough. We've been talking for way too long.
Okay. I'm Chris Perry.
And I'm Colin McGuire, and we are out of time. So for now, remember, as always, everybody, this could be better.